Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2. Now, as you can see on the map, we've discovered most of the places that we want to go to, and there are only 2 rooms left that we want to explore. Now you might think, well, this room looks suspicious. This room, not so much. However, as we have learned, time and time again, looks can be deceiving. This room looks completely empty, doesn't it? Oh look! It's a golem! Only one golem though, mind you, but still, a golem. And it's a stone golem, so we can easily take care of that one. Now I want to make sure that we level Jan up, which would be for move silently, hide in shadows, and the rest on set traps. Now we also want to make sure that we do not activate any traps that may be in this room. Also, here is the so-called slot machine I was talking about a little bit earlier. Now in here are a few more of these Mithril tokens. And then, this is it. So, these are all the Mithril tokens that we can get at this point. Also there's a wonderful two-handed sword called Flame of the North. It has a 10% magic resistance that you will get while being equipped, a +2 attacker bonus as a normal +2 sword does, and it does deal an extra 4 damage to chaotic evil opponents. So you could say that this sword is more like a minor version of Karsamir. Not as good as it is, but still quite nice. If you have second two-handed weapon fightery, then you can give him that. Now I want to make sure that Nelia learns something that is, I call a very nice spell called Maze. Maze is one of those spells that I absolutely adore. An extra-dimensional space is brought into being upon the utterance of the Maze spell. The subject vanishes into the shifting labyrinth of force planes for a period of that is totally dependent upon its intelligence. As you can see, the lower the intelligence of that being is, the better or longer that being will be in the maze. So, a highly intelligent being will be for 1d4 rounds, so not really that long. But once we go down to like 9 or 11, for example, or 12 to 14, you can see it can be really high. So depending on what you cast this on, this can be very effective if you want to move one enemy out of the combat, or just make him disappear basically, for the duration. However, note, and it says right here, that the 9th level called Freedom, the spell, it's called Freedom, can actually reverse the effects of Maze. There's also another spell that is called Imprisonment, that's basically doing the same thing with Maze does, teleporting the enemy away, but they will stay there forever, and you will get the experience points for that. However, also Freedom can be used to recall imprisoned allies, in this case. Now this room, on the other hand, will be a little bit more tough. I'm going to show you why. As you can see, here are golems. Clay golem, and I believe here's a stone golem. And you will not be able to kill every single golem of these so readily and fast. So what you should do in this case is, first off, we're going to buff up with haste here. Secondly, we are going to make sure that, let's see, we are protected from evil. So we get a little bit more of armor class bonus here. And saving throws. And then we shall enter this place with everyone. Nothing is gonna happen just yet. But as you can see, here's a chest, so you can probably guess what's about to happen. These are 3 clay golems. So we need to be extra careful in what we want to do. Besides, we want to let Animan stay alive, because he's the only one that can really wield the mace at this point. However, we're going to give Draconia... Actually, do we want to? No, we don't want to. No, we're not going to give Draconia anything. But we're going to cast spells on the back golem, so that we are able to cast spells on him. And now we're going to attack golem number 1. Oh, he's already badly hurt. That is certainly an advantage at this point. How much should we drain him? 22, so 66 right now. That means we need 2 more spells to clear him completely. We should be able to kill this golem pretty soon though. Alright. This one's done. Now, let's move on to this one. I pulled Draconia here because I knew the golems would attack her first, and she got the lowest armor class of all. So this will always be nice at this point. I'm just gonna use the normal spells, not my... Actually, I don't have any on Nalia. Should probably refresh that. My lesser spell triggers. Oh, he's dead. And this one's injured, so we're just gonna wait out until he dies. It's not gonna be that long. Besides, he's slowed now, so he's very, very slow. Now this one... Oh, Draconia actually almost died. I didn't even notice that because of the portraits. Guess it would be wise to heal her here. Bam. Now is this... This is locked. We can open it afterwards. And this one here is Gazen's bowstring. This is the string to the bow we already have in our home, or rather in the copper coronet. So we can use that one to completely build up a new magical weapon, Gazen's bow. This will be fun. Especially because Gazen's bow is like the best bow that you can get. Magical bow, that is. Now, we're done with this part, other than the slot machine. Now, how many mithril tokens do we have at this point? Let me look it up. We've got 21 tokens. So we can get items for 21 tokens at this point. I'm going to display you all items that we can get. And I think I'm going to take 2 of them as far as I remember. So I'm just going to show you what items will come out of what. So for now we're going to show you the 20 item, which would be in here. As you can see, it's probably a magical armor, of course. It's called Chest's Chain, which is basically a chainmail with an armor class of 1. So, not too shabby at all. But other than that, it doesn't have any special magical values. So, next item will be the one for the 15 coins, which would be this one. And this would be these boots. And these are, of course, boots of speed. Boots of speed, one of the best boots that you can get any day, any time. Now, for 10 and 5 coins, we get 2 items this time around. The first one is this, and the second one, this is the boots that we get this time. Boots of Grounding and Boots of the North. The Boots of Grounding give us 50% electrical resistance, and the Boots of the North give us 50% cold resistance. Right. So we have 3 pairs of boots that we could possibly get, and the chest's chain. And since I don't need another armor piece, I'm going to go with the Boots of Speed, which are 15 coins. And I'm going to go with the, I think that's the Boots of the North. Yes. For the other coins. So these are the boots that we're going to employ on our travels now. Can identify these both. Gonna give Anomen these. And Keldon will receive these. Oh, actually he doesn't, because he has better boots right now. It's +5 against missile weapons. So I guess you will receive these for now. Since there's not so much stuff that really makes cold damage at this point, it's probably a wise decision not to give Keldon the less melee effective ones. Oh, and also there's something lying here. Not sure what it is, but... oh, it's Tsar. Tsar gem. However that is pronounced correctly. And then we're going to move on to the Minotaur here. Which doesn't look like a Minotaur, I assume. But still, it says something like that. Because you can now click on it, and you can place the horns that previously were in this category here over at Animans onto the Minotaur, and that opens the door. Now we don't need the hand, and we don't need the crystals, so we can drop all of it. And we're also going to, well, once everyone is assembled, that is, we're going to place all the items that we do not need back into the bag of holding. Because, you know, we don't need items to be lying around in our inventory at this point. Especially not items that we can just stock up and then don't weigh anything. Boom. Now, Anomen's probably going to level up. More spells here. This is 1, 2, 3, and 6. And we are going to learn him more maces, I think. Just gonna quickly check on the Flail of Aegis. It's actually Flail and Morning Star. Alright. So we're gonna go with Flail then. And gonna learn some new spells. We will choose this one here. We shall choose... Remove Curse I don't have yet, so we're gonna go with that. Actually no, gonna go with the Zone of Sweet Air, which will destroy all magical clouds that have appeared up to this point. And we're gonna go with Conjure Animals, because that's always nice to have some kind of backup if we so desire. Yeah. Now, that was it. Other than we have to level Airy up, which give us 1, 2, 3, and 6 as well. Doesn't really matter what we give her, because we can't get anything in these. So we go with Warhammer. Doesn't matter. Gonna go with another heal. We gonna go with Remove Curse here. This and Sanctuary. Right. Then I want to initiate the Lesser Spell trigger on the Leah, so we can store these. And I think Jan doesn't have that spell just yet, does he? Oh, he does, actually. Then it's time to cast it, of course. Completely forgot about that. Nice. 2 more magic missiles. And resting. Right. Time to go to the next level. Let's see what this takes us. It will take us to this place here. Goblins all over the place. And kobolds as well. You 3 are going to fire on that one. You will take care of... No, actually, you will take care of that one. You will there, and you will here. These are kobold commandos, if I completely recall that. Or goblin commanders as well. Oh, I've got one goblin over here. Oh, we can actually hit him with animal as well this time around. Oh, this one can't be hit by melee weapons though, unfortunately. Well, he didn't last long, did he? Here begins a test of madness, of sanity and clarity. Presented with nonsense, how will you proceed? You should show some lenience here. Just answer the questions as you would normally, and don't go out of your way. You wish to test me, but this place is derelict. The rectors are dead. What is going on here? I demand to know. And we're going with the first one. Protests are futile, as you can see. Then ask away, and I shall pass. I will not resist if it speeds the process. We shall see. And we get teleported into another area. This is an area with myconids in it, or rather with a spore colony. And we want to make sure that we loot these things before we move on to different shores. It's not a lot that you can loot here anyway, but still, it's never a bad thing. And once you destroy all enemies in the assigned area, then the director appears again. 'Twas in the wood that I got it, so I set me down to seek it. I could not find it, no matter how hard I looked, and so I took it home with me. What is it? Well, what could we have gotten in the woods that we sit down, look for it, don't find it, and go home with it? What could it be? Well, it's actually pretty easy. It's called a splinter. Because splinters are stuck in your foot, sometimes if you walk on something. You may not find it, so you need to get just home with it and deal with it. Next one here is a different hallway with some kind of dudes around here. First off, we want to loot this place, of course, because here is a magical cloak, and this seems to be not locked at all, so we're going to loot it as well. This magical cloak is called Cloak of Reflection, and reflects all electrical damage back to the source. Let's see, who doesn't have a cloak yet? I think it goes to you, my friend, because we already have this one that gives us an armor class bonus of +1. Now we have 2 people that have reflections on them. Now, let's talk to these people here. Just them called apparitions, there's nothing special about these. Let's see. And they're talking about what should be done with this. It is better than the best of things and worse than the worst of things. You love it more than life, you fear it more than death. The rich have the need of it, and the poor have it in endless supply. What could it be? Well, the rich have the need for it. So what could the rich man need, rather? It's a more of a trick question, rather, at this point. So the rich basically have the need for nothing because they are rich, and the poor have it in endless supply. They have nothing in sheer number. And the next question. It runs as it will, but never does it walk. There is a mouse to see, but never does it talk. A bed it surely owns, but never does it sleep. Possessed a head, but not one that can weep. What is it? Well, one of these things owns a bed. Possibly children, possibly a riverbed. But it runs as it wills, but never does it walk. It runs. A river runs, so children is out of the question, so it is a river. And third one. I make you weak at the worst of all times, but at the end I keep you safe. You sweat in my presence even as you grow cold. I dwell with the weak, rarely the brave, but without me, who could tell the difference? So, the brave normally don't have it, the weak always more or less have it, and sometimes it makes us not do things that we would normally do. So, what is it? Well, it could be doubt, it could be fear, but it shall be doubt. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was fear. I guess it was. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves here. I wasn't too sure about that question, honestly. Should have guessed that correctly, I assume. That's the first question I actually failed in this whole complete labyrinth. Which is a shame, basically, but we'll see. Maybe we'll have a chance to redeem ourselves. Otherwise I'm going to reload because I want to show you a specific area. And we move on to this place here. You have passed. Yes, we're not getting to where I wanted you to show that, so I'm just going to go back to here, just to make sure that we are able to show you everything. Yes, so it is nothing, then a river, then fear. And the last question. It brings back the lost as though never gone, shines laughter or tears with light long since shown, a moment to make, a lifetime to shed, valued when, but lost when you're dead. So, what could that be? What is lost when you're dead? It is memory, because it will never be gone, sometimes at least, but it can also bring laughter or tears depending on what is actually done. And now we move on to the next place, which is here. That's what I wanted you to show. Because we have got trolls here. He casts remove magic. Don't really care about that too much. However, over here is a hole, so you should be wary of that one. I'm gonna attack the other troll for now. And then shoot him on that one. And then attack the spectral troll last. Melf's acid arrow, go! And Animal's probably going to take care of with that problem. Wonderful. Now, over here is a spell scroll. And over here is something that we definitely want to get. I would like to further explore this area first. There is something odd about the altar. We can decide to stop and stay here for a moment, and that we should in this case. And maybe, as you see this is some kind of spider thingy. There is a single word written on the blood altar, sacrifice. Most likely the altar is the place where trolls sacrifice to their gods in the effort to receive blessings of some sort. Now, we want to make sure that we look here, because there's nothing there just yet. However, over here is a troll head. And since this is called a sacrifice, we're going to put the head right there. And then, eruption! And when a head is placed in the altar, the room rumbles and the head disappears. A gruff voice speaks a word in a guttural language and an item appears on the altar. Now we also want to make sure we don't miss anything in this area. And as it seems, we're not missing anything. So let's have a look on the altar. This is a club. Moreover, it's called Bone Club +2 and actually +3 versus undead. Always considered to be +3 enchantment when determining what it can hit. So that's always nice. +3 bonus for Thaco versus undead and +3 bonus on damage versus undead. So, just a normal mace that's a little bit better against undead creatures. However, not really that good. Definitely nice if you want to have a good club, but nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm prepared to move on to the judgment. Now we shall proceed to this place again. And this time, of course, we have passed again. However, we gain a little bit more experience, and also Kelden has leveled up. So, we finally arrived, and now we shall pass on southwards. But not without looting this place before we continue. However, we don't need this scroll, so we're just gonna put it back in our bags here. And then we shall move on to this place. Where might we be, though? Oh look! It's back in Spellhold. Oh, Simon. And what do you wish from me, traitor? He does indeed. Speak then. I will listen for now. Well, we could go in here directly, but Simon suggested something that might be worth to check out. He said, well, we could use all the people in this place to battle Ircenicus, and I think he might not be wrong with this. So, before we continue, however, I have to save the video here, and when we come back, folks, we shall be going back with forces beyond our control, because they don't follow anything but their vengeance, revenge, and other emotions. So, I will see you all next time.